Welcome into the Silverstein Ice Center. Nick, Couzin, Jack Nadeau, and we just got done watching the morning skates, getting ready for tonight, the border war, KU Mizzou in hockey. And what we really saw today, what you saw on Tuesday a lot, the big emphasis in practice was crisp passing, and it's crucial to pass, especially on the power play, which is what they were going for this
Absolutely, Nick. On Tuesday's practice, we were talking with the coaches and the players, and they're telling us that they're most effective when they're moving quickly, spreading the puck around, trying to open themselves up for opportunities by exposing the defense. This morning's drill, they're working specifically on their power play. They love working the puck high in the zone, kind of trying to draw the forwards out of position, and that opens up spots down low in front of the net for them to be able to have better opportunities. And that's something that I think if they do effectively tonight, will fit right into their game plan.
Yeah, confidence high in the zone is important, especially with this team. You want your team to be that way, and really for KU with a lot of big guys on their team, it really starts with screening the goaltender.
Yes, absolutely, Nick. Effective screening. People don't understand or don't necessarily realize how effective it can be to get bodies in front of the net, screen the goalie, and that comes around too with passing the puck up high. It just opens up more creative opportunities that aren't necessarily there. Mizzou is a fast, physical team, so KU will have to match that, and obviously that comes in the corners, in front of the net, you know, all aspects of the game there.
And I think the biggest difference that we saw from both morning skates was really KU came in here and had an organized morning skate. They were doing drills, they were focused on what their game plan was, and really Mizzou came in here and they were just, it was pretty much the shoot around.
Absolutely, all week, you know, from Tuesday's practice, all week.
We connected so fast when we first met. I think that our relationship will last for a lifetime.
Being a role model for someone, being there for someone, there's nothing I can compare it to. She has uncles up in Minnesota that treat me like I'm their own now.
I feel like she's actually my big sister in a way.
It's been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
Off to the defensive side for them. Missouri gets it back. There's a scrum in the corner. Kansas clears the puck, but Missouri takes over.
Kev, you can already see the size advantage in this game. KU coming out really physical.
Just under a minute has passed in this first period. Kansas has the puck in Missouri territory. Missouri takes it back. Kansas's goalie, that is Cooper Johnston, passes out of their own zone. It's a race to the puck. Bounces around on Missouri's side. A big hit on the sideline. Missouri chasing after the puck. A shot deflected. Good save there by Johnston from KU.
Kevin and Nick, we're seeing the physical play early and often. We knew coming into this game, both of these teams with the border war having that rivalry, the blood was going to be boiling early, and we've seen that with the physical play pretty much every second so far.
The rivalry is alive and well early here, boys.
Kansas controls the puck, gets it to Missouri's side, crosses all the way to the other end, and Missouri takes control. A deflection in the middle of the ice. Kansas controls it, pushing it toward the goal, backs out again. Missouri fighting to control the puck. A big hit. Loses his stick. That was Daniel Jeffries, the forward from Missouri, losing his stick. Pass to the side, deflected. Kansas gets the puck back. A catch in the open court, and it's going to be an offside against Kansas. Missouri will take over, and the first switch is happening.
Yeah, but Nick, an important thing that these teams are going to have to realize is while physical play is important, they can't be too aggressive, because being aggressive will put you out of position. That leads to odd man rushes, and that'll set you up for some bad plays. So obviously a great hit there by Reese Doty, the forward. Some physical play early and often, as I was saying, and I'm assuming we'll be seeing that all night long.
Absolutely. They're getting ready to drop the puck once again after that offsides call against Kansas. And it's off. Missouri controls the puck, crosses it across the ice. A nice little pass over the defense.
And Jack, we saw this in the morning skate, this kind of umbrella play in the zone from Kansas, and there's a lot of play on the boards early.
Kansas controls it, looking to push the pace into Missouri's side, but he gets rattled on the side of the glass. Missouri takes over. Defensive stake there by Turner Palmer for Kansas. Gets it into Missouri's ice. Fighting for it behind the goalie. Missouri takes over. Puck squeaks by. Kansas controls it again.
Yeah, one thing I see out of the Jayhawks so far is they're spacing out really well. They're staying wide as they're entering the neutral zone, and they're able to work the puck deep because they're spreading out and giving themselves space to work.
A dropped stick on the floor, and a shot does not go in. Missouri clears the puck out of their goal. A fight in the crease. The puck is outside. Missouri takes over. They're looking to push the pace into Kansas's area.
As far as possession so far, KU has the advantage. A lot of play in the zone, and we talked about that pregame. They're not afraid to get inside the zone and take a lot of shots at the goal.
Physical play for Missouri, trying to get the puck, and they do control it, slowing down the pace. The captain, Brendan Wilson, has the puck, and he loses it. Aaron Magnuson for Kansas stole that. Kansas pushing it around in their own area. A trip. Clears it out of their territory. There's a whistle on the ice. And the lines are switching right now. Looks like a penalty on Missouri.
Looks like a hold on Missouri.
15:36 left to play in this first period. Tied 0-0 early. The face-off controlled by Missouri. They kick it out to Kansas's area. Cooper Johnston, the goalie for Kansas, passes it out.
Yeah, Nick, we're going to see this power play early, as we were talking about before the show. They're really stressing puck movement, top of the zone. We're going to see if they'll be able to.
And the key to that's going to be their passing. If they can keep those passes crisp like they did in the morning skate, they'll be good on the power play.
Missouri rebounding after that physical hit against Kansas, but they take back the puck. Kansas does. Gets it into Missouri's zone. Clearing it to the goalie, who holds on, passes it, crosses the half-ice line. Preston McConnell for Kansas has it. He had a chance to get in the crease, and it's in! Goal on the ice. Preston McConnell sets it up. Miles Manson gets the goal to go in for the Jayhawks.
Manson's 18th goal of the year is a power play beauty. He was working down low. We were talking about working up high to set up down low. Gets a shot on early. Rebound not really controlled by the goaltender. Just working hard. Able to get an angle, a tough angle, but able to squeeze it right by the goaltender for KU's lead
Those are always the best goals, the awareness, to see the rebound, put it back in on the backhand.
Kansas leads 1-0 with 14.5 left in the first period, and they win the face-off, and they almost get another goal. Rebounded Jayhawks fighting behind the goalie. Missouri recovers, pushing the pace to the other side.
And as a coach, there's really nothing more you can ask for than a fast start from your team. Obviously, both teams have been physical, but Kansas has definitely been able to throw around the body, and that's set themselves up. Obviously, being able to get a penalty called in their advantage, and then using that power play to get the early lead. And
that really sets the momentum early. When you can be physical like that, you give a little jolt to your team. That bench gets fired up, and that's really what you want early on in a game like this.
A pass into the Missouri area, a deflected shot goes out of bounds, hits the net. It will stay with Missouri in their zone. Getting ready for the face-off in the Missouri zone. The official drops the puck. A little bit of a scramble on the ice, but Missouri does control the puck, and they get it into Kansas' zone.
The ice coming back the other way. Nick, so far, what have you seen out of Mizzou that has impressed you? I mean, they're fighting hard, they're down a goal, but what have you seen so far?
They've been trying to match KU skate for skate here. KU came out physical, and now Mizzou's trying to match that, playing physically, playing along the boards too. We see how KU likes to play along the boards. Mizzou's doing the same as well. So I just like how they're matching KU pound for pound, skate for skate.
The face-off after the icing call. Still a loose puck on the ice, but Missouri gets control of it, pushes the tempo. A big hit on the near glass, gets the puck to Missouri outside, inside, almost a goal for Missouri. Andrew Rushton had the opportunity in the crease, but he just missed it. What a recovery by Cooper Johnson.
And that was a completely blind save there. You see, faked him out, went to his backside, but just reached around, and that was a lucky save right there.
Switching lines again here. 13 minutes remaining in the first period. Once again, Jayhawks are up 1-0 after their early goal. 13 minutes remaining in the first period. 2-minute penalty against Missouri for cross-checking. A wide-open fast break. No good. Preston McConnell does not get the puck to go in. A good save that time for Billy Hundle, the backup goalie for Missouri. Missouri takes over and gets it into Kansas's.
And I like the pace KU had there, but really on a break like that, you got to slow down. You want to rush a little too much there and rush the shot.
Into Missouri's zone. Gets the puck out to their starting forward, Matt Royer. A little bit of good puck movement in Kansas' zone, but Kansas recovers defensively. Big hit. A shot, no good, reflected off of Cooper Johnston. Kansas recovers and passes it along the outside. Another fast break opportunity for the Jayhawks. Good stick movement, but a missed pass. That time, Connor Ryan could not handle the pass.
On that last play, gentlemen, we saw that Missouri's power play was getting Suffolk a little too low. All three forwards are in the corner and in front of the net, and that allowed Kansas to get a odd man rush the other way.
Missouri pushing it into Kansas' zone once again. They have an opportunity. The shot does not go in. Another good save by Kansas' Cooper Johnston. Missouri remains in control of the puck. Another shot attempt, deflected that time by Miles Manson, who scored the goal for Kansas earlier. And the big finish for Missouri to tie up with this game in Missouri. 1-1 here in Independence, Missouri. 11:21 on the clock. Jack, what did you see on that play?
Honestly, I saw Charlie Sweeney hustling in front of the net. I saw the working hard in the corner. You see the physicality by Thomas Couzin. And honestly, they just squeeze it in before Johnston's even looking.
Johnston had made several sensational saves before that, but that puck just goes right by him. 1-1 here in Independence, Missouri.
Those are the kind of opportunities that are created by just grinding out in the corners, working hard. That's a grinding goal right there.
Loose puck. Kansas finally gets control, gets it all the way out to the goalie, gets control back, a backward shot. Jack Halbrook controlled it, but
I'm
lost
surprised so
it
far
again.
with these KU fans, these Mizzou fans, Kev. You can hear them over all the KU fans in the arena, and this is KU's home ice.
A big hit near the sideline. Andrew Russian laying the wood on Kansas. A scrum for the puck. Pushing it forward into Kansas's zone. Dropped stick, cleared out the puck all the way into Missouri's zone. Billy Hindle will take care of it. Deflected there by Grant Anderson. Missouri finding the puck, trying to clear it. Dawson Engel on the defense. A pass on the side of the ice. Mike Steichhaus with the puck, passes it out. Tried to get a big hit, but didn't get it.
You can see right now the pace has slowed down significantly for both teams.
A big opportunity for Kansas, and they get it! This time, the second goal of the game goes to Dan Sabrina, the right wing for Kansas, and all of a sudden, half of the period, the first period is gone, and it's already 2-1. Nick, how has it been this high scoring?
Well, Mizzou on that play there in their own zone was very conservative, a little too conservative, turned over the puck, made an easy fast breakaway there for KU to score the easy goal.
And that's a tough turnover on a line change. Obviously, they were trying to get their forwards off the ice, had a long shift, and Kansas was just able to take advantage of the opportunity. Obviously, an odd-man rush, breakaway, easy goal for Superina.
2-1 Jayhawks in this border war, the last game of the season. 9:40 remaining in the first period. Kansas gets control of the face-off. Gets pressure on the goalie, but they get it out. Pushing the pace, a 2-on-3. Getting close to the crease is Missouri. Puck clears all the way into Missouri's zone. Captain Brendan Wilson gets the puck and gets it out. Cooper Johnston stops it. Passes it to his teammates. Little pressure in Kansas's zone. A turnover. Puck flies around, but it doesn't find the net. Another deflection, and Kansas controls it. This time, Nick Rakowski handles the puck for Kansas. Rolls around the side of the ice. Aaron Magnuson had a chance to find a teammate, does not. Little fight in the corner. Kansas gets it. Missed shot that time by Miles Manson.
Guys, I have been impressed by this line of Magnuson, McConnell, and Manson. These guys have been putting the pressure on, are responsible for the first goal of the game, and then they've just put in the pressure on the rest of the night. And I expect to see this line put up at least another point or two by the end of the game.
8 minutes remaining in the first period at Silverstein Ice Center. A good save there by Johnston. Puck flying around in Kansas' zone. Missouri takes control, slowing down the pace. Passes it out to Luke Hassler. Kansas defensively gets the puck back, trying to find an open lane to get it out of their zone, and they do. The call on the ice is icing against the Jayhawks. It will go back into their zone for a face-off. 7.5 remaining in this first period.
Guys, I think we've seen everything we've expected to see so far. The physical play, the speed play, the finesse play. We've seen a combination of those three. It's been an exciting game so far, physical play and a decent amount of scoring.
And we shouldn't be surprised by the score either. These teams score a lot of goals in their games.
Kansas has control. They take a shot. Not close, deflected by Brandon Wilson. And Missouri takes over. Just gets the puck past the defense. Kansas controls it again. Pushing the pace into Missouri's zone. A nice save for Missouri. Good hit. This time, Dawson Engel laying the wood for Kansas. Missouri getting the puck. Bounces it around the side. Kansas takes back over, but a turnover. Wilson in control this time. Passes it out into Kansas' zone. Pushing the pace. Defensively, Kansas is outnumbering Missouri right now. Gets it back into Missouri's zone. Luke Hassler tries to get it out to his teammate. Turnover. Another close shot. No good. Dawson Engel with the attempt in the crease, but it doesn't go. And it will be a face-off.
And that's exactly what you want to do. Get those passes right in front of the net and get a great opportunity like Kansas did right there.
They've had excellent vision throughout as well.
We'll be right back to Kansas,
Let me ask you a
Missouri.
question. When you think of the American Legion, what comes to mind? Is it our volunteer programs that let wounded veterans know they're not forgotten?
I'm here to make sure our heroes know their sacrifice is not forgotten. I am the American Legion.
For nearly 100 years, the American Legion has been our nation's leading advocate for veterans and their families.
I am the American Legion.
This is today's American Legion.
To learn more, visit legion.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Between Missouri and Kansas in Silverstein Ice Center. 6 minutes remaining in the first period, and Kansas has a 2-1 lead. Nick, what have you seen from this team so far?
Well, both teams getting in the zone, firing shots on net, playing physical. It's a very even matchup right now. Good game to be watching.
Kansas has it in their offensive zone. Missouri gets it in their offensive zone and is pushing. Good deflection. Back in Kansas's offensive zone. Cross ice. Missouri takes control. A push on the glass. Opportunity, but the refs call it dead. Jack, what would you have liked to see Missouri do in their offensive zone on that last play?
Well, we're seeing the physicality from Mizzou, but we're not really seeing a lot of the puck movement. We're seeing odd man opportunities just coming back and forth because of their speed. But I would like to see them pass the puck more out to the top. They're defensemen. They have a lot of talented defensemen who have the ability to score and make things happen, so they need to be utilizing those guys more.
Kansas controls it in their defensive zone. Loses it. Scrum in the corner. Kansas controls it. On an odd man rush. A shot does not go in. That time Aron Magnuson missed the shot.
That is a tough angle on shots like that, but sometimes those create the best opportunities. Just getting the puck to the net, you never know what kind of deflections can happen.
Dumps it. Missouri dumps it into Kansas's defensive zone. Control the puck. A shot, no good. Deflected by a couple people, and Kansas gets the puck. Line change on the ice. Passes it to center ice. Missouri gets it back in Kansas' zone. It's going out of bounds.
Nick and Kevin, we're seeing the forwards stay high on the breakout. Kansas is really looking to create the odd man rushes and the fast opportunities by keeping their forwards high, trying to take advantage of the defense being over aggressive, and if they misplay a puck, we could see a goal going the other way.
Face-off controlled by Missouri. Dumps it off in a shot, no good. Another shot, a save. Cooper Johnston in the crease, gets that stop.
And how about the play of Cooper Johnston so far? Some amazing saves out there on the glove side. We saw he was bunt on that one save, made a circus save, and really he's just been on it tonight in the crease.
I've been very, very impressed with his athleticism in the crease. He's not a huge goalie, but he's definitely a bigger body. So,
face-off is off with 3:40 left in the first period.
You want to be a big body goaltender. You take up that crease, create less space for your opponent.
Missouri gets the puck into their offensive zone. Kansas takes it back. Dawson Eagle, no good on the shot attempt. Another good shot, but it's no good.
And there's another opportunity. We were talking about screening the goaltender. That's another thing we talked about before the game, getting bodies in front of the net, opening up shooting lanes for the defenseman.
One-timer, no good from Chase Lutz of Missouri.
And we're going to get a penalty there.
A penalty is on the ice.
And you can't do that. That's a check from the backside. That's a blindside hit. That's as illegal as it gets right there.
2:51 left in the first period.
Really, the game plan right now for Kansas is simple. You just got to keep firing on net. Mizzou's goaltender is really struggling with rebounds in front of net, leaving a lot of shots open. KU's just got to stay in front of the net.
And they're showing great discipline, too. Like we talked about earlier in the game, with the aggressive play, the opportunities to kind of get hot-headed and let the emotions get the best you are greater. But so far, Kansas has done a pretty good job of keeping their heads and letting Mizzou make the mistakes.
A 4-minute penalty called on Matt Weller of Missouri. Kansas's power play will start in Missouri's defensive zone. Passing it behind the net. Takes a shot, another deflection. Goalie play has been good on both teams. Dumps it into Kansas.
Hey Griffin, I'm going to test the mic.
Control behind the net.
Kansas needs to be patient on this power play. With a double minor, they have plenty of time
I see them bouncing around. I just want to make sure you guys could hear me. I'm like talking on the actual mic.
Let the play set up and let things play out as they will.
Miles Manson missed a shot.
Okay, yeah, I see it. We're good.
Gets the puck back.
And then you said 13?
KU fans have come alive here in Silverstone Ice Center.
A good save for Billy Hindle.
Shot. Perfect, got it.
Another line change with 2 minutes left in the first period.
I'm loving the offensive pressure from Kansas. Obviously, we're seeing all game that they've just been attacking the net. They put up 14 shots in the first period, and we're not even done yet. That is an incredible offensive pressure.
Yeah, when you have that many shots, Jack, a lot are about to go in.
interception. Mike Steichhaus with the puck. Clears it. Kansas takes it back in their defensive zone. Kansas passing it center ice into their offensive zone. Offside is the call against Kansas. It will be a face-off with a minute and a half remaining in this first period. 2.5 left on the power play for Kansas against Matt Weller.
You'd love to see the Jayhawks come out here aggressive. They only have a minute and a half until they head back to the locker room, so they have plenty of time to be aggressive and use all their energy before they get a nice long break.
Yeah,
here.
This is a crucial part of the period. That's end of the period. You want that momentum going into the intermission break.
Missouri controls their puck in their defensive zone. Clears it out. Could have been a costly mistake, but Kansas recovers. 1 minute in the period. Some good stick movement. Loses control.
It's always nerve-wracking when your goalie leaves the crease that far out like that.
Shot attempt no good. Kansas keeps control in their offensive zone. The pass deflected. Bouncing around the crease is no good. Fighting for the loose puck, another shot attempt, no good. Kansas will have to skate back to their defensive zone to control it.
And a lot more pressure defensively in front of the net for Mizzou because we saw that their goalie struggling with those rebounds.
15 seconds remaining in the period. A breakaway attempt for Missouri, loses control. Kansas gets it back with 5 seconds remaining in the period. It looks like they're content to just wait it out. 2-1 Kansas after one period here at Silverstein Eye Center in Independence, Missouri.
Tigers 1. Hey, now's a good time to go get your Chuckle Bucks off the arena concourse. Stop by section 108 outside and make sure you get
So
your
Nick,
Chuckle Bucks.
how did Kansas, what did you see from Kansas in the first period?
Well, they came out playing physical, and as a hockey team, it's a physical game. It gets that momentum going. It gets everybody on the team hyped, fired up for the game. Gives you that advantage early. Taking a lot of shots on net. Converting on those rebounds in front of the net. And not afraid to be in the zone. And Jack, what on the Mizzou side, where do they need to improve?
Well, I just think it's going to be the discipline. We've seen the physical play from both teams, and Mizzou is getting enough decent pressure themselves, but they're just making costly mistakes. You know, they're getting sucked too deep in the zone. That's allowing Kansas to get a lot of great chances going the other way, but also their penalties. I think they've had 2 or 3 penalties so far this period, and obviously a double minor that'll still be holding over, carrying into the second period.
Yeah, we talked about the confidence factor for Mizzou, coming out a little bit confident, you know, not really having a game plan in their morning skate, and so, you know, they're trying to match KU, and they did it early, and they're starting to figure it out defensively.
All right, Miles, what did you see in that first period?
Well, you could tell that the game was pretty fast-paced, a lot of hitting early. So I think our goal is to wear them down, and I think we did a pretty good job of that so far.
2 quick goals in that first period. What is the mentality in the locker room going into the first period, in the first intermission?
I mean, we're excited. It's a big game for us, but we can't overthink it. We got to keep playing the way we do. We got 40 more minutes to play.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Kansas sophomore
All right,
Miles.
thank you so much.
Excuse me.
Grab this.
That was Kansas sophomore Miles Manson who scored the goal in the first period. After the break, we will get back to you with a really fascinating story about what it takes to do club hockey on this level. Stick with us.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family? This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort,
Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry. Go long, son.
it's always worth it.
Whoa, master!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today, I'm just an aluminum can, but one day, I could be a stadium.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. The doctor stopped by and said, well, it is leukemia. And then the next thing she said, without even missing a beat, was, and here's what we're going to do. We are so blessed and lucky to say that she is extremely healthy. I could not be more grateful for groups like the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It was that research that let that doctor say, it's leukemia, and here's what we're going to do.
We connected so fast when we first met. I think that our relationship will last for a lifetime.
Being a role model for someone, being there for someone, there's nothing I can compare it to. She has uncles up in Minnesota that treat me like I'm their own now.
I feel like she's actually my big sister in a way.
It's been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
Let me ask you a question. When you think of the American Legion, what comes to mind? Is it our volunteer programs that let wounded veterans know they're not forgotten?
I'm here to make sure our heroes know their sacrifice is not forgotten. I am the American Legion.
For nearly 100 years, the American Legion has been our nation's leading advocate for veterans and their families.
I am the American Legion.
This is today's American Legion.
To learn more, visit legion.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the eye.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family?
This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort,
Jack, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry.
Go along, son!
it's always worth it.
Whoa! Master!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back into Silverstein Ice Center. Well, we talked to the Kansas coaching staff earlier this week, and they had a lot of stuff to tell us about what it takes to compete at this high level of club hockey.
The University of Kansas may best be known for its basketball, but the hockey culture is rapidly expanding. With the emergence of such a new program comes new faces.
I started 3 years ago, my freshman year. Rhett Johnson kind of started it from scratch after it dismembered for a few years, and we kind of had our growing pains for actually the last couple of years. We didn't win more than probably 4 games a year, and this year we had won, I think, 13 and only lost 3.
Junior defenseman Brent Bachman was a part of the original club hockey team that rechartered in 2014, but he noted that the team faced numerous challenges early, including not having access to their own facility.
Definitely makes it tough having limited ice time. We have to drive to Kansas City every Sunday and Tuesday, and after the drive, getting dressed, getting undressed, driving back, it's usually a 3-hour time commitment.
A lack of consistent ice time has made players' training that much more challenging.
It was a little strange just because we never knew each other, and we got kind of thrust into a spot where we didn't really practice together, and we played games like right off the bat. As time has gone on, we've gone on these road trips, we've got to know each other around campus. I think the chemistry's really grown, and we've gotten to be more of a team, and I think it's shown on and off the ice. It's fun to see the guys walking through the halls of campus, and then knowing at 10:40 at night we're going to go see them at the rink. At the end of the day, we're all doing something that we love.
The Jayhawks have found success this season on the ice, but the players realize there's a bigger goal in mind moving forward, besides just winning and losing.
At the end of the day, we want to take something away that we can build the program and build it to the best it can be.
The University of Kansas made
Our
best
man
being
Jack
over.
Nadeau with the story there. Great stuff from you. Let's kick it to the highlights right here. Again, KU Mizzou, first period, the puck drop. And again, a physical play here, Jack.
I could not believe the physicality we saw coming out of the gate. We knew these teams were both big, both physical, but the number of huge hits that we saw, obviously bone crushing left and right, the aggressive play all day. But then it was Kansas getting the pucks to the net, getting shots. They got 18 shots on goal in the first period. Just throwing pucks at the net allowed them to get those scoring opportunities.
Yeah, and you have to talk about the discipline of KU coming out with a game plan, not really drawing a lot of penalties. Mizzou kind of coming out playing physical, but getting called for more penalties. So the discipline for KU has just been better in this game so far.
Absolutely. The biggest thing, honestly, in the first period was the play on the advantage. Obviously, KU with a power play goal, Mizzou with a power play goal. Both teams took advantage of the opportunities they were given. But let's talk about KU's, obviously, I think their best line so far in this game. The Aaron Magnuson, Preston McConnell, and Miles Manson line. They have been all over the offensive end, keeping the pressure in the offensive zone. I think combined they've probably got 5 or 6 shots on net with just that line itself. You know, Nick, tell me about the pressure that they've been able to keep on.
Overall, just offensively, KU's been dominating this game. You see 18 shots on goal to 6 of Mizzou, and really that line has been key for the Jayhawks all night. Miles Manson, the leading point getter on this team, and the 2 other guys on the line as well, leading point getters for the team as well. So really, they mean a lot to this team. We talked to them right before the intermission there, and they were in on that first goal. So again, they're going to be crucial going forward. And keep in mind, that's not even their first line as well. That's a big key too. KU has depth offensively, and that's really going to be crucial for them in this game. With Mizzou defensively not having a lot of depth, and KU really setting the pace, being quick offensively, getting in the zone a lot, and again, like we said, firing a lot of shots on goal.
Absolutely. Now, KU will start the period on the power play, but I think it's going to take really smart play from Mizzou in order to draw back even in this period or take a lead.
You're right, Jack. Kansas will start with the last minute of their power play against Missouri. 2-1 in this matchup. The second period is about to get underway.
That second line we just talked about, starting off the beginning of the period here.
Kansas on the attack. Circles behind the net. Kansas gets it back.
Head coach Andy McConnell, the Jayhawks, absolutely adores this forward line on the power play. All 3 are not only fast, but they're also able to throw their bodies around, and we talked about them moving the puck. They're very great at finding open men and setting themselves up for great opportunities.
And that's something they focus on tremendously for this team, is the passing on the power play.
Kansas is attacking in their offensive zone. It's going to be offsides against Kansas. Lines changing on the ice. We see Billy Hindle is still in goal. He's their first goalie, but he didn't start the game. Puck drops, and Kansas controls it, gets it in their offensive zone.
And that's something that Mizzou struggled with all year, is the goaltending. Again, Hindle, he only has 5 wins on the year in the net.
But he does get the save on the 20th shot on goal for Kansas. 19 minutes left in the second period.
Another great screenplay by the Kansas forwards, putting bodies in front of the net, opening up shooting lanes, trying to get the goalie's line of vision. And I expect if they keep doing that, they'll be able to get another goal here this period.
Fixing the net once again. Play's about to get back underway. 19 minutes remaining. Face-off in Missouri's defensive zone. Shot doesn't go in. One-timer. Barely deflected by Hindle. And the power play is over. A shot attempt for Kansas also does not go in. Hindle on the deflection.
And again, Mizzou's been struggling on the power play. Yes, they've killed a lot of penalties, but the entire time, KU's been on their side of the zone. It's really been the entire game. KU's been playing in their own zone.
Missouri attacking. A scrum on the boards. Big shot does not go in. Cooper Johnston in goal for Kansas. Kansas attacking.
That's what I was talking about earlier, guys. Missouri had all three of their forwards suck hold deeper than the dots in their offensive zone. Now, luckily, Kansas was looking to change lines, but if Kansas would have had fresh legs out on the ice, that would have probably been a disaster for the Tigers.
Missouri attacking in their offensive zone. A big check on the glass.
Yeah, really the forecheck all game for both teams has been on point.
Gets the puck into Kansas' defensive zone. Circles it around the net. A turnover after a big check in the corner. But Johnston deflects the shot, and the refs call a whistle.
That's a great save by Cooper Johnston. It didn't really look that challenging, but he had to slide from the face of the goal from left to right. Obviously, the puck starting out in the corner. A great vision by the Mizzou forwards to get the puck to the opposite side, right in the slot for a nice shot, but Johnston was able to adjust, settle the puck in, and hold it for a faceoff.
17 minutes remaining in the second period. Missouri controls the faceoff. Big check behind the net. Good passing behind the net. Kansas looking to attack. They have a 3-on-2, but Missouri gets it back. Good defense there from Alec Norton of Kansas.
And that's all you can ask of your defense right there. That's a key part of a defenseman's job there, to have the puck awareness, slide, and not afraid to put that stick out and avoid the trip, but still make contact with the puck. But again, there, the stick too much and got caught up with the Mizzou skaters. Skates there, and that's going to be called for a penalty.
Well, Nick, Alec Norton's lucky he didn't go to the box on that last play there. Obviously, Reese Doty's going to be going to the box for the original penalty. But honestly, Alec Norton, that last play at the end with his stick, probably could have gotten a tripping call there too.
Puck drops, and Kansas does control it despite a bit of a trip by Missouri.
And so far early on, Mizzou's been playing in Kansas' zone for the majority of the period.
Kansas looking to attack. Missouri outnumbered them 3-1 defensively, and they get the puck back.
KU's come out a little bit sloppy this period, a lot of mishandles on the puck.
A fumbled shot attempt from Missouri. Charlie Sweeney had an opportunity.
Those are the opportunities Mizzou needs to seek out more often, getting those backdoor plays. They've had 3 or 4 great scoring opportunities already in this period. If they keep that up, they're more than likely to tie the game here.
Check down low. Missouri gets the puck. Crosses the red line in the center of the ice. Bit of a push in Kansas' defensive zone, and Missouri recovers, gets it into their offensive zone. Jack Holbrook on the deflection. Fighting on the boards. Missouri recovers. The refs call a whistle.
We're going to get a slash in here on the Jayhawks. I believe it's going to go on number 14, Zach Kleckner.
Early on, what I've seen is kind of a little bit of a 180 here with the physicality and the mentality. We saw Mizzou kind of struggle there with the mind game in that first period, and really early on here, we've already seen two penalties in the first 5 minutes from the Jayhawks.
Absolutely, and a definite key to their first period was not reacting, not making too many mistakes. And we've honestly flipped the script so far this period, with Mizzou getting a lot of the pressure and Kansas getting a lot of the penalties.
You talk about adjustments at the period, Mizzou's winning that right now.
15 minutes left in the second period, and Missouri has the advantage 5-3 on the ice. But Kansas takes control, gets the deflection, stays in Missouri's attacking zone. The shot, no good. Another deflection by Cooper Johnston.
Kansas was very lucky earlier there. They had a forward and a defenseman riding high with that 5-on-3 advantage. It's definitely hard to stay in front of the net, but they can't allow themselves to be suckled too far out.
Kansas back to 4 players on the ice. They clear the puck.
And that's really the first positive clear KU's had all game, and that's exactly what you want to do when you're trying to kill penalties, especially when you're already down with 2 men.
1 minute remaining in this penalty against Kansas. 14 left in the period. Missouri gets into their offensive zone. Nice juke move with the stick.
And a nice deke there, but he kind of lost control and ran into the goalie on that one, and Cooper Johnston coming out a little bit shaky. Got to shake that one off there, a lot of contact.
So Charlie Sweeney, who netted the first goal for the Tigers, the aggressive play going to the net, obviously was great defending and great back check by Nick Rakowski, but I'm surprised, that Mizzou's been able to get so much pressure with not a lot of defense from Kansas so far.
Yeah, Johnson took a lot of contact there. He's lucky that he came out of that one unharmed because of how great he's played in net so far this game.
The net came off, so they're replacing it, waiting for the okay from the refs.
And there's still 48 seconds left on this power play, and in this period, really, Mizzou, it's been a complete 180. Offensively, they're getting way better shots. They've held KU to 1 shot in this period in the first 6 minutes, and we saw KU had about 10 at this point in the first period. So really, great first period adjustments here from the Mizzou coaching staff.
Under 14 left in the period. The puck stays in Missouri's offensive zone. 30 seconds left in the power play.
What a stop by Johnston again. Charlie Sweeney going towards the net. Another great save by Johnston.
And right now, with Mizzou having the advantage offensively, it's good that your goalie is on fire right now for the Jayhawks. When your goalie's hot, he can't stop, and really, that's a huge advantage for the Jayhawks right now.
And Sweeney's definitely been testing Johnson early and often in this period. It's just going to be a matter of which one of them breaks first.
2 quick whistles on back-to-back plays. Puck stays in Missouri's offensive zone. A check down low. Another deflection by Cooper Johnston in the crease. Another save by Cooper Johnston.
And we talked about screening the goaltender for KU. Now we're seeing it a lot from Mizzou, but instead of usually 1 guy, they have 2 guys screening the goal.
Kleckner out of the box. Jayhawks back to full strength. Almost sprung Miles Manson on a breakaway. Wasn't able to control it, but the Jayhawks are looking to put some pressure back on now that the Tigers have controlled most of the second period.
And this Manson line's been really quiet this period. Got to get them some more time on the ice, try to spark some energy here again. They got that first goal going in the game, so maybe they can get the first goal going here in the second period.
Kansas passes it into their offensive zone, but Missouri will take over the puck. Circling behind the net. Rolls it around the boards. Kansas gets it back. Icing is the call against Kansas.
Kevin and Nick, one name we haven't really talked much about tonight is Dawson Engel. The leading point scorer for the Jayhawks has 42 points in just 18 games, has tallied 24 goals, and we really haven't seen or heard a lot from him tonight.
Yeah, really this first line Jack has struggled in this game, and you see how much of the time they're out there on the ice. But really, when your second line is having most of your production, as a whole, your team is struggling.
Missouri stops the puck. That's Billy Hindle in the goal still. It will be a face-off in Missouri's defensive zone.
Forward Dawson Engel does have 42 points on the season, but after Miles Manson's goal in the first period, he draws even with second on the team in points with 28, having scored 18 goals and 10 assists now on the year.
A shot, but it's deflected by Billy Hindle. Passes it on the boards. Missouri takes it over, starts to attack. 3-on-2, goal attempt, no good. Kansas controls it. Now a breakaway shot attempt, but Billy Hindle stops the puck from going in the net.
And a weird deflection off the board there, and KU capitalized on an opportunity there on a rush, creating a nice little breakaway there. 2-on-1, but couldn't capitalize.
11:46 remaining in the second period. Jayhawks still lead 2-1. Looking to attack in their offensive zone. Control it back, but Missouri takes it back defensively. Crosses the center line and gets into their offensive zone. A wild shot attempt. Johnston saves it. Another shot attempt. Missouri now has 11 shots on goal to KU's 21. Missouri gets it back, but Kansas steals it away. Looking for a breakaway. Rolls around on the boards. Kansas controls it, gets it in their offensive zone.
And a delayed penalty going to be coming up here.
It's going to be against Mizzou.
And that, Jack, really, that's all you want to do right there. Get that puck right in front of the net. And if you can't score a goal or get a shot on goal there, draw the penalty. That's exactly what KU did.
10 and a half remaining in the second period. Kansas still leads the shots on goal 22-11.
And really where Mizzou's goaltender has struggled is on that glove side. We see Johnston for KU. Really, you can't get him on the pad, in the pads, the 5-hole, or the glove side, but KU shooting a lot on the glove side for their shots, and that's really where is his weakness.
This is a prime opportunity for the Jayhawks to gain some momentum back. Mizzou's obviously not only controlled the puck, but kind of controlled the flow of the game this second period. But the Jayhawks need to put pressure early and often on this power play in order to get some of those momentum back. They've only had 2 shots in 10 minutes of action so far in the second period.
Ryan Croggan is out for another minute and a half for Missouri for tripping. 10 minutes remaining in this second period. Kansas looking to get it in their offensive zone.
You know, Jackson needs to go back to their original game plan, getting more physical, getting in the zone more, better passing. They're just getting too far away from their game plan. That's really why they're struggling in this period.
A deflection on the shot attempt. A breakaway for Missouri. Good defense there by Kansas.
Nice little wraparound, but again, you can't stop Johnson right now. He's too hot.
And that was a great play on defense by Brent Bachman. Obviously, a tough angle coming back on a 1-on-1, but he was able to kind of close off the lane that Mizzou had to the net, and Johnson took care of the shot.
Missouri controls it, clears it. Johnston passes it back to the offensive end.
Good hip check there on Mizzou.
Kansas slowing it down in their offensive zone. Gets it behind the net.
Got to take advantage here with a defenseman losing a stick for Mizzou.
The one-timer is no good. Another good save by Billy Hindle. Another shot attempt off the rebound. No good. 23 shots on goal for Kansas. 8.5 remaining, and Missouri is back to full strength. Missouri takes control. They're outnumbered 4-1. Take a shot anyway, and Johnston gets the save.
All right, Stephen St. John and Jake are over at section 119 now.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back into Silverstein Ice Center. The Jayhawks lead the Missouri Tigers 2-1, 8.5 remaining in the second period. It's been a really exciting, very exciting second period. Jack, how has Missouri started to get back in this game?
Well, they've used the advantage, the man advantage that they've had. They had a power play early in the period, and they've just kept the pressure on. They're showing, they made the adjustments in the first intermission that they came back. They want to be more physical. They want to be more aggressive. They're keeping the puck pinned deep in KU's zone. KU's played a lot of the second period from their own defensive zone.
Nick, what does Kansas need to do to maintain their lead and add to it?
Well, you know, like I said, they came into this game plan, wanting to be the more physical team, wanting to be the team that has more shots, be better offensively, and they still have the shot advantage, yes, but again, only 5 shots this period compared to 18 last period, so they need to get in the zone more, get more comfortable in the zone, stop drawing these penalties, get more disciplined on all ends of the ice.
It's going to be a 4-on-4 game for the next 2 minutes. Both teams are in the penalty. Another save by Johnston. He holds on to it. Alec Norton for the Jayhawks and Matt Weller for the Tigers are out. And now
this was a great chance by Mizzou, getting the puck in front of the net, just hacking away, trying to get the puck any way they can.
Another shot, and it's good for the Tigers. It gets past Johnston for the second goal for Missouri.
And you know, just a great goal by Mizzou there. Exactly what you can ask for offensively. The one-time shot from the defenseman and the rebound there by the forward right in front of the net. Exactly what you want to do.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the shot from Seekhouse was tipped by Ryan Krogan. I'm not sure if they're going to give him the goal, if they're going to give Seekhouse. But that's what you want with a 4-on-4. The ice opens up. There's plenty more ice, and there's just so much room that Johnson just wasn't able to cover.
And the game is tied here at Silverstein Ice Center. 8 minutes remaining in the second period. Kansas pushing the pace, looking to attack, try to answer. The shot is no good. Billy Hindle saves it wide right.
And now with this game to even up, we're seeing even more physicality. A lot of scrums after shots on net, and maybe we'll see a fight here soon. It's getting really, really heated out there, and you can really tell this is a rivalry game.
Well, Brent Bachman, one of the captains for these Jayhawks, you know, he's giving that message that just because you guys scored on us, we're not about to sit down and roll over. We're going to stay physical. We're not going to let you push us around.
1 minute and a half remaining for the 4-on-4 play in this game. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the second period. Face-off in Missouri's defensive zone.
And Missouri took advantage of that 4-on-4 spacing earlier with their goal, and now it's KU's turn. They have the great passing, as we talked about before the game. They need to utilize that. They have plenty of room, plenty of time to move the puck around the ice and open up good opportunities.
A check in the corner, but Kansas recovers the puck. Missouri looking to attack. Gets it into their offensive zone. Tries a no-look, no good. Kansas gets it back and turns it right back over. Another save by Johnston. Missouri takes it over again. Little soft shot on goal. That is their 17th on the night.
And the Jayhawks just playing clueless in their own zone. A lot of turnovers, you know, pucks coming off their stick. Not good stick handling awareness right now for the Jayhawks.
Well, and Cooper Johnson has played a great game, but there's only so much he can do as a goalie. Obviously, the defensemen in front of him need to, you know, take bodies, clear out room, and the forwards need to put pressure on the defensemen. That last goal was just simply Mizzou opening up space and taking advantage of what was given to him.
Yeah, he's done his job in net, but now it's time for KU to score some goals to try to get him the win in this game.
Kansas tried Reese Doty with the shot, but it's no good. 30 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 with 6:45 on the clock. The shot is deflected by Billy Hindle. Missouri gets it in their offensive zone. Offside against Missouri. 6.5 remaining in the second period. 11 seconds left on the 4-on-4. 2-2 is the score. All tied up between the Missouri Tigers and the Kansas Jayhawks.
Goalie.
Now we're going to get the players out of the box from their coincidentals in 10 seconds here, so it's going to be interesting with a puck in the Kansas zone if they're going to try to spring one here.
Missouri looking to get it back, and they do.
Both teams are back at full strength.
The penalties are over, so it's going to be 5-on-5 again. Gets it to the center line, does Kansas, into their offensive zone. Passes it to the middle.
I mean, they need more of that there, but instead of mishandling the pass, they got to shoot the puck more.
Puck rolls around on the board behind the net.
Got to look for those rebounds in front of the net. They're not doing that right now.
Missouri takes it back. Turnover. Missouri gets it back.
And since that Mizzou goal, I've really seen KU depleted a little bit in energy. It looks like they're just a little bit tired, and Mizzou's starting to play a lot more quicker.
Well,
And we saw in the first half how quick KU was playing.
Absolutely. Well, and
Great save by Billy Hindle to stop KU from scoring on that attempt. 5.5 remaining in the second quarter. KU hasn't had nearly as many shots since the first period. They have 25 to Missouri's 16.
Well, and we've seen that Magnuson, McConnell-Manson line all night, and with another good opportunity here, they've been out on the ice for nearly the entire game. Power plays, penalty kills, even strength. So honestly, I'm worried that this line might wear out for Coach Andy McConnell, and the Jayhawks are going to be left relying on other players.
Well, Jack, you're already seeing that energy, like I alluded to earlier. It looks like they're being mentally drained physically too as well.
5 minutes remaining until the intermission. Kansas attacking. A shot and a save right into the chest of Billy Hindle.
No, I like the shot that KU had there. Again, we've seen them shoot a lot of lower shots, and it wasn't working for them, so they adjusted on that shot higher. And again, there was another rebound opportunity there, but just a nice save by the goaltender.
Switching lines here with 4:55 in the second period. That was Kansas's 26th shot on goal.
So we've seen the physical play escalate this period especially. The first period was mostly just physical checking, hard hits. This period we're seeing a little bit more pushing and shoving after the whistle kind of stuff. Nick, do you think that's going to escalate into anything further?
I mean, you see how many scrums are going on right now, and it's really, the physicality is at a high level right now, and it's not going to stop. But one team has to take the advantage, and we saw early in the game it was KU, and now it's Mizzou taking the physical advantage. So again, it's not going to stop, but whoever can take that advantage physically is going to have the momentum, and that's really what the physicality does for you in hockey.
Hindle stops it. The refs called a whistle. The face-off will happen in Missouri's defensive zone. Nick, how would you go about defensively for Missouri in this situation?
Defensively for Missouri, again, just close out the space for KU. They've been doing this all period. Absolutely no space that KU's had to get in the zone, and really that's what they preach at KU. We saw them in practice on Tuesday in their morning skate, not afraid to get in the zone, and when you close off that zone for KU, there's nowhere to go, and you got to start taking shots from the outside and looking for rebounds, maybe start screening a little more, and again, that's something else to emphasize that I haven't seen this period either.
Well, Nick, that's exactly what they did. Forced another shot on goal, got a face-off in their offensive zone. Pass to the middle of the ice. Puck rolling around behind the net. Kansas takes control, gets it into their offensive zone. Big check on the ice. Kansas deflection. That's Reese Doty on the defense. Receives a check himself. Errant shot attempt there, goes wide left.
The Jayhawks, to me, Kevin, just seem to be in scramble mode. They're kind of dumping the puck without really a plan. They're kind of throwing around their own zone, really not to anybody, just trying to, it seems like they're almost panicking and just trying to get it off of their hands and into someone else's.
They're just trying to get to the end of this period, Jack, and really, you can't be doing that when there's 3 minutes of hockey left, and again, we know how much time 3.5 minutes is in hockey. You can score 2 or 3 goals in that time period.
Well, Nick and Jack, how would you go about for the Jayhawks trying to calm down and find something offensively?
Well, I think they just need to go back to their game, Kevin. They need to settle down. They need to just stay calm. They're trying to do too much right now. They're trying to have too much puck movement, too much physicality. Work this puck into the zone slowly, get it down low, work it back up high, and space. Spacing was what worked to their advantage in the first period.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest weaknesses I'm seeing from KU. When they get down, it's really hard for them to find some boost to get back up.
3:15 on the clock in the second period. Kansas trying to find something, but Missouri takes it away defensively. Nick Rakowski takes it back away from Missouri. Missouri attacking, but Kansas takes it back. Tried to deke, but it didn't work out. Fumbled the puck. Kansas keeps it. Missouri just keeps it, gets it out of play. 2.5 remaining in the second period. 2-2 Tigers and Jayhawks. The Jayhawks still lead in the shots on goal category by 10.
We have seen Missouri put some more shots on net, though. 11 shots this period as opposed to Kansas's 7. Not that shots tell the complete tell of the period, but the shot majority, you know, the lack of penalties from Mizzou, and I think just the pressure has really put them back into this game and set themselves up for, in a pretty good position to take the lead, if not at the end of this period, going into the third.
Puck in Kansas's defensive zone. They get it back, fighting on the glass. Another shot on goal, but a deflection again by Billy Hindle.
It's those are the kind of plays right there that I think are kind of outside Kansas's, style of play. They're used to carrying the puck deep in the zone, with setting themselves up to set plays, and now they're just kind of dumping and chasing.
The shot from Daniel Jeffries was way elevated and an offside for Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas just has to be more aggressive right now. Like Jack's been saying most of this period, they got too many dumps, playing too conservative, and that's not how they played that first period. And that first period, they were so aggressive, getting into the zone, and just really lacking in that part of their game right now. And again, they got to go right back to the game plan of doing that, and they should be right back in this game.
1:50 left in the second period. Still 2-2. We've only seen 1 goal in this period. Saw 3 in the first period. Kansas trying to find something offensively, passing it around, but they give it up to Missouri. It's going to bounce around in Missouri's defensive zone. Backwards pass. Kansas comes up with it. Whistle on the ice. 1 minute left in this second period. Jayhawks have a 28-17 shot lead now. Line change on the ice.
And Jayhawks looking for penalty there. Again, we've seen a lot of gut checks from Mizzou on the Jayhawks this period. Not a lot of penalties being called, but again, you got to just deal with the no call there. Get up and be more physical, be more quick out of getting up off the ice. I've just seen too many Jayhawks lay out on the ice and try to defend themselves for the call, then try to get back offensively or defensively, whatever that play is going to be.
Missouri gets control of the face-off. 1 minute, just under 1 minute in the period. Missouri bouncing it around in their offensive zone. A little bit of a physical play. Kansas comes up with the puck. A good deflection by Hindle. They're going to stop play.
And again, that was a good play in the zone for the Jayhawks offensively, but again, it's not the pace that they've played at for this entire game. Get too slow, taking too much time, and again, not looking for that pass inside when you have 2 Jayhawk players right in front of the net.
Well, that was a great reaction by Mizzou defenseman Thomas Couzin to see the puck, pop straight up in front of the net. I know Preston McConnell was going right towards the front trying to poke that in, and that was just, it was a heads-up play to not only knock the puck away, but, to kind of give the Tigers some time to set up.
The shot gets deflected again by Hindle.
Best sequence there for KU this whole period.
Missouri attacking. Check down low, but Missouri keeps control. A shot, and again, Cooper Johnston gets the save. Ooh, we're close to a fight. The refs quickly step in to break it up. But you guys were talking about the physicality, and we saw in that play that it's starting to boil over.
Well, and it's not even the big hits that are even causing tempers to flare now. It's poking at the goalies after the whistle. That's just not a hockey play. Hockey players know better than to mess with goalies after the play. And we saw Jayhawks, Brent Bachman was not about to let that happen. That's like an unwritten rule in hockey. You're not going after the opposing goalie unless you're asking for trouble.
Face-off in Missouri's offensive zone, but Kansas takes the puck back. The shot is wide left, and that is the end of the second period. Jayhawks and Tigers tied 2-2. Nick, what was it exactly that got Missouri back into this game?
Well, they're just playing better than KU this period. It's simple, Jack. Everything that KU had the advantage of in that first period: physicality, shots on goal, rushes, everything that KU had an advantage of in that first period. Complete 180, and Mizzou took every advantage back over from the Jayhawks.
Well, and you were saying the Magnuson, McConnell, Manson line just didn't look as sharp as they did coming out of the gate. They looked, a little tired and, just a lack of effort.
Well, right now we have Cooper Johnston on the sideline. Cooper, you've had a really good first 2 periods with those savings. What have you been seeing on the ice that's let you save so many shots?
My defense is doing a good job of opening lanes so I can see the puck, making me look good. I'll give it to the defense. They're doing a good job.
What do you guys need to do going into the final period of the game to squeak out a win in this border showdown?
We got to bury our rebounds. They're giving them to us. We just are missing the net on our rebounds. We bury our rebounds, we'll get this win.
All right, thank you so much, Cooper Johnston. That was the goalie for the
Thank you very much, too.
We'll be back after this
Thank you so much.
with some more hockey action, so stick with us.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me? Hey, you. Yeah, you. getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
We connected so fast when we first met. I think that our relationship will last for a lifetime.
Being a role model for someone, being there for someone, there's nothing I can compare it to. She has uncles up in Minnesota that treat me like I'm their own now.
I feel like she's actually my big sister in a way.
It's been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
We connected so fast when we first met. I think that our relationship will last for a lifetime.
It's
start of the third period here between KU and Mizzou. The border war. And that second period, again, it was complete 180. Mizzou was dominant the entire period, and KU Jack just looked gassed, especially that second line that came out on fire.
Well, yes, Mizzou was able to put so much pressure on Cooper Johnson, and yes, he made some terrific saves, but there was just honestly too much pressure for him to handle. We saw a lot of Charlie Sweeney and his entire line for Mizzou. They put the majority of the pressure in the offensive zone, and it just seemed like Mizzou spent almost the entire period playing in KU's defensive zone and just keeping them on their toes and on edge.
Offensively, KU just struggled that period, and really not a lot of shots on goal. They like getting in the zone, as we keep talking about, because that's the most important part of their game offensively, and they weren't able to get in the zone. And when you're able to take shots and get shots on net, it's always a good thing. Good things can happen, and that's what they really need to get back to in this third period if they want to close it out.
Absolutely. Well, in Mizzou, the biggest thing for Mizzou was pretty much limiting the effectiveness of the Magnuson-McConnell-Manson line. We've talked about them all night long. The first period, they pretty much dominated the entire offensive put-out from Kansas. But we saw Mizzou kind of take a more physical approach. They got scrappy, and they were able to, get some penalties called against Kansas.
And goaltending-wise, really, Johnston has no weaknesses. Mizzou's goaltender, Hindle, he has a lot of weaknesses that KU exposed that first period, but did not expose in that last period.
Absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a tie game here between the Tigers and the Jayhawks, 2-2, and the third and final period is about to get underway. It's been a really exciting final game for these two teams, and I'm excited to watch the final period.
It's a tie game. Whoever scores the next goal is in the lead. It's going to be an exciting finish, guys.
It absolutely is. We've seen the puck starts, and Kansas does pull away with the puck. A lot of bouncing around. But it does go back to Kansas, who brings it back into their own offensive zone. A big check on the board. And Kansas is able to bring the puck down, and now the refs call a whistle.
And already you can just see both of these teams coming out with very good puck movement in their zones, and that's really what these teams have to get back to if they want to create chances on net.
Well, and Kansas did have a lot of opportunities in the second period they weren't able to capitalize on. They need to put some of those in the net.
Missouri gets the puck out. A little dump to the teammate, but it doesn't work, and Kansas gets the puck back.
And they just have to be more careful defensively. We saw a lot of miscues defensively in that last period, and they need to get better at passing.
Kansas hits the puck, and it rolls around behind the net. Missouri gets it, but there is a whistle on the ice. Trying to figure out what that call is going to be. Looks like it's going to stay in Kansas's offensive zone.
And again, off this faceoff, you want to get it to the outside here, to one of the defensemen. And you just got to fire it on net. That's what you have to do.
Oh, good work. And
fires it, like you said, Nick, but it goes way over the net into the out-of-play net.
Again, they're just rushing shots. They have to take more time there. And you're not going to miss that badly if you take a little bit of a shot. And again, you have to expose Hindle's weakness, which is the glove side. That's where they got their first 2 goals in that first period. And they haven't been doing that these last 2 periods.
Face-off, Missouri has won a lot of these face-offs, and they once again control the puck. And they clear it out into Kansas's defensive zone.
And winning face-offs is crucial, because if you don't win those face-offs, you're already at a disadvantage both offensively and defensively.
Well, especially as you get to these higher levels, Nick, you see a lot of set plays come off of face-offs, so they were able to run their offense based off of if they can win a face-off or not.
Missouri will take control in their defensive zone, skating behind the net. That's Dirk Adams with the puck, bouncing it around. Missouri gets it back. Kansas intercepts it. Fires it over the goal.
You know, both of these teams, they've liked playing along the boards, but coming out this period, there's a lot of play in the center ice.
Icing call on the ice. It will stay in Missouri's defensive zone.
Icing is brought to you by the Blue Line, Kansas City's only hockey bar.
Jack, what does getting the puck to the center of the ice do for an offense?
Well, it allows them to really function out of so many different ways. Moving the puck to the middle will draw attention to the center, whether that be from the forwards collapsing down, the defense collapsing towards the middle. And then Kansas, their strengths, spacing. Working it towards the middle, allowing to space out, open up shooting lanes.
Missouri once again won the faceoff, but KU took the puck back. A one-timer is stopped by Billy Hindle.
I mean, you need to get more shots like that for KU. And again, a good shot, but I'm not seeing any screening in front of the net. Nobody looking for that rebound, and that's been a problem these last two periods as well also.
Face-off in Kansas's offensive zone. They do control it, but a very poorly handled puck. Kansas does get the puck back, but Missouri will take over. It was a very good pass. Open lane for a shot attempt, but Johnston reacts quickly enough.
Yeah, great pass to create an advantage there for a little bit of a breakaway, but again, Johnston, he's just too hot right now to give up any other goals.
Well, that was another great play by Brent Bachman. We've seen him playing great defense all night long. He took the angle away from the forward, not allowing the skater to go in. And a great shot by the Jayhawks, another great shot by the Jayhawks.
Very good opportunity for the Jayhawks. Doesn't go in, and now a breakaway. Johnston does stop the breakaway attempt. What a good goalie play there. Gets the puck back in the offensive zone for the Jayhawks. The one-timer does not go in. Another save by Billy Hindle. But that shot does go in for the Jayhawks. Jake Moak breaks the tie with the huge shot to go in the net. Jack, how did they set that one up?
We were talking all game, puck movement, passing around, spacing out. Jake Moak staying high, moving the puck low. They are obviously opening up shooting lanes. Came down just a little bit, a great pass, put it right on his blade, and he finished it home.
Everybody on the Jayhawks was ready on that play. Even if that puck didn't go in off the one-timer, you still have three guys there that could have tipped it in for the rebound. And again, got to compliment Johnston coming out on that play there on the little breakaway, and it's exactly what you can ask out of your goaltender for a play like that. Not afraid to leave the crease, and a smart play.
16 and a half remaining. The Jayhawks now lead in this one 3-2 with, again, 16 and a half remaining in the final period of the game. That goal is a Jake Moak goal. And the Jayhawks do win the faceoff, but gets it out of play.
But again, a one-goal lead in hockey, you're not safe. Never safe, not even a two-goal lead. So again, you can't play too conservative. You have to keep creating chances. I'm going to repeat that again. You have to keep creating chances offensively, because if you get too conservative, again, Mizzou can get right back in this game and quickly.
And they answered the call in the second period. I expect them to try to answer back quickly here.
Kansas wins the faceoff once again. That's 3 faceoffs they've won in a row now. But Missouri does take the puck back, looking to get it in their offensive zone. Kansas gets the stop defensively, but not great passing into their offensive zone, and Missouri takes it over.
One surprise, who's on the ice for the Jayhawks? The 3Ms back on the ice. They've had a little more energy and a little more flair. We've seen them out into this third period, and I think they're going to need to ride them and their energy and their effort level to the win.
In the locker room, they must have said to themselves, we need to take over this team right now. The first line is not doing much for us right now. we created the chances in the first period, and we need to take over in this game. The true leaders of this team right now.
Icing call against Missouri on the ice, so it's going to stay in Kansas's offensive zone. There's a big scrum behind the net, close to a dropping gloves, but they recover, and Kansas gets the puck.
Nick Rakowski needs to keep his head. He's kind of chirping back behind the play. He's already responsible for one of the Jayhawks penalties, and he needs to play smart here.
A back pass opened up a good shot attempt, but 2 saves. And now Missouri tries to clear it, and Kansas gets it back. Check on the boards.
I can already see the energy from KU is completely different in this game so far.
Another shot attempt there for Kansas. They now have 36 and are almost doubling up the Tigers in shots on goal.
And again, firing early and often in this period, and this is what they had to do last period, and that's why they have the advantage in this game right now.
Kansas once again gets the stop in their defensive zone. A big check down in the corner, and the puck rolls around on the boards. A back pass could have been a good fire attempt, but once again, Billy Hindle scoops that one up and stops the play.
That's a beautiful save, Kevin. A lot of people don't appreciate that when goaltenders are kind of down on their knees, it's really hard for them to kind of shift and adjust the shots, but you know, Hindle made a great adjustment there, and that was an awesome shift from Kansas' side from Connor Ryan. The freshman's only 175 pounds, but he was throwing the body around like he was 225.
The face-off in Missouri's defensive zone. Kansas looking to add to their 1-goal lead with 14 minutes remaining. Control the face-off. A weak attempt there. A little bit of a scrum in the corner, and Missouri does control the puck. A good pass, but an outstanding stop again by Cooper Johnston.
We're going to get a penalty on the Jayhawks. I'm assuming it's going to be for taking the Tiger forward down. It's going to be a hooking call.
Hooking call on the ice.
That was Connor Sweeney again. That's the 4th time he's been in tight on Johnson one-on-one. Johnson won that battle, but ultimately the Tigers win the war with getting a power play here.
13:42 remaining in the 3rd period. Like you said, Jack, Turner Palmer is actually the one to go out for the Jayhawks. Tigers have the 5-4 advantage.
And the kill for Mizzou hasn't been good all game. Again, on the power plays in this game, they've been getting a lot of chances, but no shots have gone in for them. So again, they're struggling on the power play. So really, especially in this crucial moment in the game, where you just lost your tie and your opponent's in the lead, you got to take advantage.
Missouri does control the puck, brings it out to their defensive zone. Now they're pushing it and attacking into their offensive zone, bringing it around the boards behind the net, slowing the pace down a little bit.
And that's about as effective as a dump and chase as you can get on the power play. A lot of teams get caught up losing possession, but the Tigers were able to retain the puck the entire time and set themselves up in a good position to get a scoring chance.
Crowd starting to get a little louder here. Jayhawk fans chanting a little louder. Missouri still getting good puck movement in their offensive zone, but an errant pass goes off the skate, and now there's a little bit of a scrum, and Kansas takes advantage.
KU's come out this period playing a little more relaxed. We saw last period They were rushing a lot of shots. They looked afraid. They looked outmatched against Mizzou, but again, the smaller guys on KU this period, not afraid to back down these Mizzou defenders who like to do these hip checks against the boards a lot, and that's really where they try to get you, is the physicality along the boards.
45 seconds remaining on the power play for Missouri, and they control the puck.
So we'll see 34 seconds more of 4-on-4 hockey as Tiger defenseman Brendan Wilson heads to the penalty box. The hooking call will give the Jayhawks a good opportunity here to get some pressure back on the other way.
Jayhawks attacking with 12 minutes left in the period. Outnumbered 3-1 defensively, and Missouri takes over.
And this is where a fast team takes advantage. With less players on the ice, you have more space to take your speed advantage, and we've seen KU, especially in that first period, how quick they can get on the attack. So again, when you have this 4-on-4, you got to show you're the faster team and take advantage on the attack.
You can't make the mistakes of getting an offsides like that, Nick. 8 seconds remain in the Jayhawks power penalty in the 4-on-4. So after those 8 seconds, Jayhawks will be back to full strength. And they do have it in their own zone. The slap shot is low and bounces off of the skate of Billy Hindle. Attacking are the Tigers into their offensive zone. Kansas pushing the pace back into their offensive zone. And Johnston stops it.
Kansas has about 50 seconds here on the advantage. We'll see if they can set up their power play again like they did earlier in the game.
Created an opportunity but couldn't take advantage, and now Missouri clears the puck over, and Johnston holds on to the puck. Kansas intercepted by Missouri. Kansas slowing the pace down, getting some puck movement inside their defensive zone.
Trying to create one last rush on the attack with 8 seconds left on the power play.
5 seconds left on that power play, and 10.5 remaining in the third period.
Tigers are back at full strength.
But the Tigers do kill that penalty, and they are back to full strength. A big check down low. Kansas will keep the puck in their offensive zone. Missouri takes over and is looking to attack. They had a 3-1 disadvantage, so just a wide shot. Kansas takes over and is looking to add to their one-goal lead. Got the puck in the crease, tried to deke him out, but it did not go in. Good goalie play by Billy Hindle.
Well, that was a good chance by Preston McConnell. Obviously, with the defenseman laying on the ice in his direct lane to the path, he was able to shield the puck, at least get to the front of the face of the net. Now, you know, the goal wasn't there, but at least a good opportunity was. And that's all, you know, that's all the Jayhawks need to keep doing, keep the pressure on. If they can get another goal here, that would be absolutely huge with only 9.5 minutes remaining.
Jayhawks still out shooting the Tigers by quite a bit, 39-19 shots on goal. A little bit of a scrum down low in the corner, and the Jayhawks take it back over. But Missouri intercepts it. Is looking, they only have 2 offensive players, and now everyone's back in their offensive zone.
All right, Stephen St. John and Jake Grover.
9 minutes remaining in the third period. When we come back, we are going to get the final half period of the game out to you. Stick with us.
Let me ask you a question. When you think of the American Legion, what comes to mind?
Is it our volunteer programs that let wounded veterans know they're not forgotten.
I'm here to make sure our heroes know their sacrifice is not forgotten. I am the American Legion.
For nearly 100 years, the American Legion has been our nation's leading advocate for veterans and their families.
I am the American Legion.
This is today's American Legion.
To learn more, visit legion.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corner.
In the third period, a big push down near the goal. Missouri does keep control of the puck, but Kansas takes it back. Passing it around, a shot does not go in the net. It's a little low, and it was bounced off the stick of Billy Hindle.
We're not really seeing a lot of puck possession from Mizzou. We're seeing a lot of kind of desperation plays, just clearing the puck out of danger.
Kansas does recover in their offensive zone, keeps control of it. A good deke by Missouri looking to attack. They are at a disadvantage, 2-3. Deflection defensively, and then a save by Johnston. Missouri gets it back. Tries to work it around the net. Kansas looking to attack in their offensive zone.
Oh my God!
The deflection goes in. What a crazy bounce off the stick of Billy Hindle. And the Jayhawks now lead 4-2. With 8 minutes remaining in this one.
And we've seen Billy Hindle struggle all night when the puck bounces off his pads. And again, there, just a crazy bounce off the ice.
What did we say? Just getting pucks to the net, you never know what will happen. Dan Superino was probably just trying to get the puck on net for a line change. Luckily, he got a nice deflection out of it and his second goal of the night.
And Jack, it's an easy thing, but if you get shots on goal, good things happen.
Absolutely.
Jayhawks have 40 shots on goal with 8 minutes remaining in the final period. Missouri does win the faceoff, and like you said, tries to get a shot on goal, and it's stopped by the star of the night, I think, in Cooper Johnston. A little bit of a stoppage of play down by the goal.
Referees not wanting any gloves to drop here, and they've been happening all game. As soon as they see a scrum behind the net, and it usually comes off these shots, we're not going to see any fights.
Emotions are higher in the border war, but Kansas wins the faceoff, looking to go behind the net. The one-timer from the captain of this Missouri team, Brendan Wilson, wide right. Once again, looking to get near the goal. Johnston with another save. Kansas does get to the puck, but a big check on the glass, and Kansas gets to the puck. Opportunity for a goal, but a deflection off the stick for the save from Billy Hindle. Kansas gets the ball back, and it gets out of play, way out, about 10 rows into the stands. 7 minutes remaining in the final period. Jayhawks lead 4-2 on a 20 shot on goal advantage.
Nick, Kev, this is where discipline comes into the play more than anything else. That last possession down in the Kansas defensive zone, Nick Rakowski, that was like the second or third time he's been mixed up in a tangle after the whistle. He really needs to keep his head. The last thing the Jayhawks need is a penalty right here.
Jayhawks trying to get it out of their defensive zone. And they do just that, but Missouri is there.
Icing to the other end.
There's going to be icing against Missouri. So it's going to be a face-off in the Kansas offensive zone.
And we talked about this when KU scored their third goal. But again, 7 minutes left in this game. You have a 2-goal lead, but that's still, again, you're not safe with a 2-goal lead. Still got to play aggressive, still got to play assertive. And KU's had it in their offensive zone for the majority of this period. If they just keep it that way, KU should come out with the W in this one.
So Nick, if you are Missouri down 2 goals, what are you looking to exploit from this Kansas defense?
Get the puck, try to get the puck in the offensive zone more. Again, they're playing too conservative right now defensively. They're allowing KU to get in the zone too often.
Well, Missouri does handle that face-off after a couple seconds of fighting down in the corner. Good stick movement to draw the puck away from Missouri, but Missouri does get it off the bounce from the boards. Johnston stops it from going in the net. The one-timer from Missouri from way deep in the zone, stopped again by Johnston.
Well, that's a great eye by Johnston. Those shots from the point, you never really know with so many bodies in front of the net who it's going to hit, where it's going to go. He was able to read it, you know, take it into his chest, suck it in, and get a face-off now in his
And we
defensive
saw that on
end.
KU's last goal as well. And again, it took a crazy bounce off the ice. And great job there to stay low on that bounce and be really aware of where the puck is. Great vision from him all night in the net.
6.5 remaining in the third period. Jayhawks still up 4-2. Going to be a face-off down in the Jayhawks defensive zone. Tigers looking to cut this lead in half, but the Jayhawks respond and win the face-off. Slowing the pace down. Missouri steals it back. A big slap shot from the point. Wide left. Jayhawks looking to clear it, but Missouri's there defensively to keep it in their offensive zone. Middle of the ice. Shot attempt goes way over the net. Kansas looks to get it out of their zone. A little bit of an errant pass, but Kansas loses the puck. Bit of physicality on the boards, and Kansas gets the puck back. Missouri will take over from their defensive zone. Quick attack, but Johnston is there to stop the big slap shot from going in.
Guys, he's been solid all night. I don't know what else to say. He doesn't really have a weak spot. It was a solid shot and a solid opportunity, but he's really not giving out many rebounds, and that's a huge thing as a big goaltender.
Gotta love a goalie that likes the puck coming in his direction.
Johnston's really done everything for this Jayhawk team. The Jayhawks do not win that face-off. Missouri trying to force the issue in the crease, but it goes close to the point. A wrist shot deflects off a teammate of the Missouri Tigers. Luke Hassler had that last shot. Dirk Adams' shot does go wide left, and now there's a race to the puck in Kansas's offensive zone. A save for Johnston. Another save by Johnston. Nick, what did you see on that last play?
Well, that was really the only time Johnston really gave up a rebound this entire game. But again, the awareness from his defense to knock that puck away with the glove. Smart play there defensively, and that's really a strength of the Jayhawks as well. Is their defensemen, big, strong guys, and they protect their netminder, and that's really important defensively.
Missouri almost won the faceoff, but Kansas is there and takes it away, gets it into center ice, and now into their offensive zone. Offsides is the call.
Kansas City's
4:16 left in this third period. Jack, do you think this Missouri team has enough to come back from a 2-goal deficit?
Well, I'm not sure if they have enough, but what they do need to at least plan on doing is using their aggressiveness and their physicality to their advantage. There's only 4 minutes left, but if they can get KU into a penalty, that would be beneficial to them. Obviously, they probably are going to be pulling their goalie here within the next couple minutes. A 6-on-4 advantage would be absolutely key.
A back shot attempt for the Jayhawks, deflected, and Missouri takes over, but Kansas is there to stop the clearance. Slowing the pace down a little bit. Kansas gets the ball back into their offensive zone. Just a little bit of a dump off. Missouri looking to attack. They 2 down, slipped on the ice. That always kills an attack attempt. They do get the puck back. Kansas is there defensively. A great opportunity to score another goal, but again, Billy Hundig is there for the stop.
Well, that's a clutch save by Hindle with only 3 minutes remaining. If he doesn't make that save, the Jayhawks go up by 3, and that likely puts a seal on the game. He's keeping them in at least. Yes, he gave up a few bad goals, but at this point in the game, all he can worry about is, keeping the Tigers within, striking distance.
Yeah, he's been doing his job this period, other than the crazy bounce off the ice there to allow that 4th goal from the Jayhawks. But again, you're asking everything that he could do of him, and that's all you can ask from your goaltender when you're down by 2 goals. Make some clutch saves like that one there to keep them in the game. And again, the Jayhawks have the advantage in their own offensive zone, and again, keep firing on the net. And again, they could extend this lead to 3 here pretty soon if they get some better shots.
3:20 remaining in this period. The Jayhawks do have a commanding 2-goal lead. Crowd's getting a little louder as the end of the game draws near. A face-off in Missouri's defensive zone. The Tigers do win it, but the Jayhawks take it away from them. Looking to just draw the clock out a little bit with a comfortable 2-goal lead, but Missouri is not having any of it.
I like that they're still playing aggressive and they're not thinking that they're out of this yet. That's a good mindset to have when you're in the last 3 minutes of a game.
Well, I'm interested to see how aggressive the Missouri coaching staff is going to be. Every coach is different on how quickly they pull their goalie at the ends of games. Some coaches like giving their teams 2 minutes with, the 6-on-5 advantage. Some coaches wait till the very last minute so they don't leave their team exposed. So we're going to be watching the goalie here to see when he heads towards the bench.
Puck ricocheted off the right post. Stays in play. Kansas does keep control, but Missouri is there to keep it in their offensive zone. Kansas tries to clear it, but a Missouri defender, again, is there to get it back in their offensive zone. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this contest. Missouri trying to stop the attack, but they are not successful. Another goal for the Jayhawks. This time, it's Miles Manson again.
And there we go. Miles Manson scored the first goal of the game and could score the last one in this game. That could pretty much put out of reach if we see Hindle go to the bench here for that extra defender, extra attacker out there once you pull your goalie in. Again, just a great move there to fake out Hindle and make him move and get him on the ground.
Absolutely, going backhand, forehand, backhand, catching Hindle off guard on his glove side. You can't ask for much more. Up by 3 now. Tigers not likely to put their goalie, and the Jayhawks likely to put this one away.
2 minutes remaining in this context. Again, a 5-goal advantage for the Jayhawks. Hindle is still in goal for the Tigers. Kansas won the face-off, but Missouri is taking over the puck and is skating around inside their defensive zone. Getting a little bit of puck movement, but it's not going to be quite enough, it looks like, to get it outside. Another one-timer for the Jayhawks, Nick Rakowski. The Rock Chalk Jayhawk KU chants have started in the arena. Missouri trying to get something going offensively, but 3-1 advantage for the Jayhawks defensively. 1 minute remaining in this contest.
Yeah, KU just pulling all their players back defensively to try to stop anything from happening here late for Mizzou.
Jayhawks, another shot attempt, goes over the net. Hindle catches it, drops it, clears it, but another Jayhawk defender is there to get it back to their possession. 45 seconds remaining. Offsides is the call on the ice.
And the Jayhawks just doing what they have to do here to close out this game. Closing out lanes, pulling defenders back, and really just making no room for Mizzou to make any movement whatsoever in the offensive zone.
Well, Kevin and Nick, this is the part in the game where things do start to get really chippy. Obviously, the rivalry is enough in itself, but with a big lead here, you know, we got to kind of watch out for some chippy play.
Just over 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is a time in the game where the emotions can really get to you these last 25 seconds.
Jayhawks have the puck. Another shot goes wide left with 21 seconds, but there is a whistle on the ice. There's a little bit of chippiness.
And that's exactly what Jack was just talking about right there. Emotions running high with 21 seconds left on the clock, and really Mizzou just kind of showing that being down, it's really getting to them, and they don't want to come out here with a loss, but it's going to happen tonight.
Well, Daniel Jeffries to the box for the Tigers, most likely foreign sportsman-like. I'm surprised they're not just sending him straight to the locker room with only 20 seconds remaining, but he'll head to the box. The Jayhawks, you know, look likely to close this one up. Nick, who is the player that impressed you the most tonight?
Well, you got to go with the goaltender, Cooper Johnston. He kept KU in this game for the entire game. He didn't let anything get to him. The 2 goals he gave up were just great offensive plays by Mizzou, and they really only came in that second period when KU struggled offensively. And when you got a hot goaltender like Johnson in this game, you're gonna win these tight games.
Well, Kansas is not content to just have a 3-goal lead, and it sprouted a fight between the two teams, like you guys have been saying. Emotions are running high, lots of pushing and shoving down low.
Hindle's getting in it too, Hindle.
Tackling down low. The refs are letting them, trying to get in between them, but fists are going at each other. 11 seconds left with a 3-goal lead, and this is the last thing you would want to see if you're a Missouri fan, just letting your emotions get the best of you.
And the referees have been trying to stop this whole game, but when you have everybody getting into it like that, there's no way you're stopping that anything from happening there. And even we saw Hindle, the netminder, get into that one there too, and that's always exciting when the goalie gets in a scrum like that.
You're right, Nick. There were 10 guys involved in that fight. 11 seconds remaining in this contest. It's a 3-goal lead for the Jayhawks. The refs are trying to figure out what they're going to do, if they're going to call any penalties.
And they're just going to send 3 of the Jayhawk players off the ice, and at this point in the game, it doesn't matter. And again, they're walking off the ice with a lot of confidence. They come out with the W, and again, they win the physicality battle here late in this 3rd period.
The man I was talking about, Nick Rakowski, dead in the middle of that scrap, you know, shoving Hindle, shoving the rest of the Tigers. That was his 4th altercation after the whistle. I mean, it's probably better in his best interest that he's headed to the locker room early.
Again, 11 seconds remaining in this contest. Still trying to figure things out on the ice. Refs talking to a lot of the players. Still trying to keep them separated on the ice. KU will have only 4 guys remaining on the ice.
Oh, look like for the last 11 seconds, it's going to be 5-on-3 with a Mizzou advantage. But again, it's in KU's offensive zone, so that's not really going to affect anything, especially with a 3-goal lead for the Jayhawks here late.
It's impossible mathematically to score 3 goals in 11 seconds. Am I right?
So we'll see if we can finish out these 11 seconds, guys, without any more altercations. I know the blood's still probably boiling.
Absolutely, and there's still a little bit of confusion on the ice, trying to figure out how they're going to proceed. The ref is standing between the two teams.
Yeah, referees discussing maybe some early dismissals here after we saw everybody get involved there in that play right after that scrum in front of the net. And again, emotions running high. Jack alluded to this with about 2 minutes left, and no team wants to come out of here looking like a loser. They all want to come out of here looking like hockey players, the tough player. You have to be out there taking those hits game in and game out.
We're still waiting for an official word about how they're going to proceed with the last 11 seconds of this game. Starting to skate to the other end of the court, or excuse me, of the ice. Now they're getting to center ice, to the center line. And now they're skating all the way to Kansas' defensive side of the ice.
So we have a game misconduct and 3 minor penalties on KU. So again, emotions running high, but again, they're probably fine with being out right now because they're coming out with a win. So
waiting for the puck drop. And Kansas controls it even with the penalties, and they're just going to skate it out. No defense for Missouri, and that's going to do it here at Silverstein Ice Center. The Jayhawks win this installment of the Border War in their final game of the season, 5-2 over the Missouri Tigers. Nick, what a game we just witnessed.
yeah, and like I said, KU went back to their original game plan from that first period. Get shots on net, be more offensive, and get into the zone. We saw Hindle struggle a lot in net tonight, and when you can expose a goalie's weakness, you take advantage of it. And tonight, especially in that third period, KU took advantage of that, Jack.
Well, and it was such a back and forth battle. We saw KU take the first period by overwhelming majority with shots, physicality, opportunities. Mizzou fought back hard in the second, but then it was really the closed-in ability by Kansas. We saw the lines playing more aggressive again. Looks like, Coach Andy McConnell got that spark out of him that he needed in the second intermission. And that's just well-done coaching. That's well-done executing. All across the board, just a great team win by Kansas today.
Also, you think about the discipline, too, that takes. You're coming into the third period, trying to take a lead, and then you hold a lead for the entire third period. And again, college athletes, it could get in their head mentally that, they're trying to hold on to this game, especially with so much on the line in this border war. KU trying to go undefeated against Mizzou this year, and it says a lot about this team. They came in prepared. We saw in the morning skate that they came in with a correct game plan, and they showed their discipline. They showed the guys that have been here for 3 years since this program rejuvenated itself, and over the last couple years against Mizzou, they've been pretty dominant in all categories and all facets of the game.
Well, Nick, you mentioned the morning skates. KU just looked way more focused than Missouri did, and it showed in that final period.
And we talked to a lot of the Mizzou coaching staff and players before the game, and it seemed like they just came in a little too overconfident. They just had a shoot around during doing their morning skate, like we talked about a little bit pregame there. And you can't come in too confident in a game like this, especially with what's on the line. And the game gets away from you quickly. And even though they made a game of it for the first 2 periods, it really comes down to these last 10 minutes. And Mizzou just looked way out of it that last 10 minutes of the third period.
Well, this Jayhawk team is loving touching that trophy after winning this edition of the Border War, and in such commanding fashion. I mean, like you said, Nick, it was a tight one through 2 periods, but a 3-goal win at the end.
Well, and just a feel-good way to wrap up the regular season. This team coming from almost shambles 3 years ago, slowly building up, only getting a handful of wins these last 2 seasons. And then to top it off, this is their 16th win to end the regular season. Moving forward, I think this is just a great stepping stone, a great sign of improvement and positivity and optimism moving forward. As the program expands, they get more talent, and obviously it's a great time when you sweep your in-state your border rival, sweep them in a season series.
In 2 states where hockey is not really a dominant sport. Really, basketball and football are the two really prominent sports, and it's really great to see the big turnout tonight. You know, we expected 1,500 fans, and you know there was a lot of KU and Mizzou fans on both ends of the ice here. It was really exciting to see some good hockey. Came down to the third period, a good game, and that's all you can ask out of these two programs. Are really, you know, they sacrifice a lot of their time practicing 2 nights a week at 10:40 at night in 2 different locations, and then having their games here in Independence, Missouri. And really, it's just great to see, and to come out and end your season with a win, go 16-3 on the year, trying to move up a level into Division II. It just says a lot about this program and the hard work and dedication they put in.
Well, and I think it's a positive sign, just the makeup of the team. Like, they do have a core of 4 to 5 seniors, but the majority of their scorers are still young players that not only have experience with this team, but with each other, playing together, you know, 1, 2, 3 years, moving forward to next season. This team is just only going to get better and better as they move up.
And you've seen a lot of these Division I schools that have prominent programs in top sports, like football and basketball and track and all that, and they have these club hockey teams, and they get really good, and you get the commitment from the players, and they turn Division I. They go up these rankings. We see Penn State the last 2 years. Last year they get into the NCAA tournament in their first year as a Division I team, and right now, currently as we speak, they're ranked number 1 in all Division I hockey, playing in a tough conference in the Hockey East Conference, one of the best in the NCAA. So again, this proves well for KU to win this game, come out with a great record, and they're trying to get the attention of KU athletics and others in Lawrence, Kansas, trying to get a rink in Lawrence, Kansas, and trying to become a great program and really get people to like hockey, and it's starting to get noticed.
And you think about they've been able to accomplish what they have, a 16-3 record, with only 2 practices a week. So imagine if they do become a sponsored sport and they do get a rink in Lawrence, Kansas, how good this team could be.
And they put the foundation in, they get the commitment from the players, and they're really getting interest from a lot of these states like Minnesota and Chicago. You know, I come from Chicago, and Jack comes from Minnesota, and we know how prominent and really people get behind the sport of hockey and how deep the junior ranks are and the high school teams are and all these all-star teams are. And KU's starting to get some attention from these guys in Chicago, Minnesota. And
well, that's
proves
going
well
to
for the future.
Wrap it up here for all of us here at Silverstein Eye Center. I'm Kevin Gray alongside Jack Nadeau and Nick Couzin. Thanks to all of our producers and directors and back behind the curtain staff. Thanks for joining us here on KUJH. Have an excellent evening.